Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. So, as per the title and the thumbnail, most likely, you can already guess what we're going to be doing here. And yes, it's a retrofit on my M5. Now, forget about being M5, just focus that this retrofit can be done in pretty much every E60. So that's what you're looking for, a 5 Series E60, and this retrofit, it will apply. It also applies to E65s and I believe E89s or E90s. But do your own research because I haven't done it for those cars. I only done it for this car. Now the story about this retrofit is that I was not even planning to retrofit this. There is indeed a retrofit that I want to do since I bought the car pretty much, and which I already have all the parts for it. However, due to the weather conditions, it looks like it's really sunny, but believe me, it's not. It was just raining a minute ago. Due to the weather conditions, I'm going to leave that retrofit for a little bit later because we need to work from outside, etc. And the weather is just not helping. So I decided to do this retrofit first and take you through that. So, what the retrofit is the following. So, just a quick thing, while I was, the reason why I came across this retrofit was because when I was looking for parts for the other one, I actually came across this, and I dig a little bit into it, how complicated it would be to actually install this, and guess what, it's really simple. At least on my car, it's going to be really simple. Now, depending on the version of your E60, depends on what you have installed. It might be more complicated, okay? But as we go along, I'll take you through that. The retrofit is, in English, is called HBA, which stands for High Beam Assistance. In German, this is also known as FLA. Don't ask me what that stands for. Someone surely in the comments will tell me. But yeah, it's called FLA. And FLA is basically a module that is inside this, and this is the part you're gonna need. So you're gonna need a new mirror. Obviously, I bought this second hand. Comes with all the bits, and the extra bit it comes with is this camera or this sensor. It's not really a camera; it's a light sensor. Okay, so this is what it is. Obviously, inside the mirror itself, there is a special, or there is a dedicated module, which is the FLA module, which is a PCB, is a board that obviously has the FLA controller, etc, etc, etc. Everything else on the mirror is the same. Now, when you buy this mirror, if you decide to do this retrofit, be very careful, because I found this mirror, it's easy to find, you go on eBay, etc. I found this mirror with all the options. So the auto dim mirror, as you can see the sensor in there, with the auto dim mirror, with the FLA camera, but without the alarm LED. Obviously, my one does have the alarm LED, so I wanted to have all the same options plus the camera. So when you search for one of these mirrors, go through the options you have and make sure you match at least those options. I found this mirror as well with the garage controls, the buttons underneath here, for pretty much the same price. I didn't really see the point for that, especially here in the UK. I found really no point to buy that, so I just bought this one. Really good conditions, and in really good condition. For some reason, most of these mirrors on eBay, they are for sale without the cover. Go figure why. So I bought a separate cover, separately, which I'm actually in the process of messaging the seller because it should be here by now. Now the guy is saying it's coming from outside the UK. I already told him I don't want any crap Chinese stuff. I bought it as a second-hand, good condition, OEM cover. That's what I want. I want a snug fit. I want everything to look OEM. If he sends me a Chinese aftermarket cover, I would be really, really annoyed. He's saying he's not. It was just a cover that was on one of their warehouses outside the UK. Go figure. So it might be that we're going to install everything and the cover is going to have to stay off for now. Doesn't really bother me too much. Cover is on the way anyway. So let's now start to get the job done. And before you go any forward, it's already 5 minutes in the video. Before you go any forward, let me take you through a few things you need to know if you want to do this installation. Mainly because if you don't want to go through all this trouble, there's no point for me to mention these later on. Now, what you need to have this mirror installed. Now, you need to have power and grounds, etc, etc, etc. So if you have the auto dim mirror ready, you are going to have a 10-pin plug right there at the top, which is going to plug right in there, okay? If you do have this 10-pin plug, you are 80% ready to have this retrofit. If you don't have this 10-pin plug, which if you do have only a normal mirror, most likely you won't have this, then you are in trouble, because you're going to need to get powers and grounds up there, etc, etc, etc. Now, if you do have this type of mirror, even if you don't have this, the alarm, and you just have the electro something mirror, which is the auto dim, you will be already there. Most likely you'll have this plug and you'll be ready to go. Now, the extra thing you're going to need for this mirror is comfort CAN lines. And obviously, is a module in there. It needs to communicate with the rest of the car to send the information for when to do what it needs to be done. So you need comfort CAN network up there. Now, if you do have rain and light sensor already, most likely you'll have, well, you will have comfort CAN in there. You can take it from there. If you don't have light and rain sensor, then you might have electric roof, opening roof. If you do have, you're going to have CAN not at the mirror, but you're going to have it here where the lights are. So you're going to have to do your research on your particular car to know exactly if you have CAN network in there or not. Even if you don't have CAN lines in there, comfort CAN lines, don't give up yet. You'll still be able to do it, but you're going to have to run 2 wires from your mirror all the way across the roof liner, through a peeler, and then down to under the glove box. Depends, for me is on that side. If you are left right, it'll be on this side, but you'll have to run 2 wires all the way down to the KGB module, I think, or KBM module, wherever that is. It will be comfort CANs in there, and you can just tap into those. Job done. For me, it's going to be easier. I have alarm, I have auto dim mirror, and I have rain and light sensor in there. So my CAN lines are already at the mirror. So all I have to do is jump them somehow into this plug on the side. So that's the extra plug you're gonna have. Right there is a 3-pin plug. Right there at the top. It's a 3-pin plug. Only pin 1 and 2 are used for CAN high and CAN low. And that's the extra thing you need. Now, I've been through my stuff, tried to find a plug for this. And I couldn't find it. So, from that loom, which belonged to a Vauxhall Astra, I think, I managed to find a 4-pin one, which I've cut down to 3 pins. Come on, focus. So I've cut this side down to 3 pins. I left this little notch in there to help me guide it into the actually plug itself. So the plug, the original plug, does have, I don't know if how well it's going to cover that, but it has 3 steps at the top, 3 little guides. So it goes like in a step. My one only has 1, but it fits. I haven't pushed it all the way in, but it fits spot on. And is that a snug fit, is that tight, that when I pushed it, it will just stay there. It's not going to move anywhere. That said, if you really want to be perfectionist, you can go to BMW and actually buy all the plugs, all the crimping pins inside, etc, etc. I just managed to get this one. I moved the pins from a different loom to get roughly the right colors, which is a black and a yellow wire That's the color for the comfort lines. And I already put them on pin 1 and 2, so everything's kind of going. So the next step, I guess, is going to be remove those covers, remove the mirror, fit this mirror, tap these into the can lines of the rain sensor, wrap everything with cloth tape, make it to look as OEM as possible, and that's it really. Some people, guys, they make what is called a Y cable, which is basically you get all the plugs, etc, and you actually make a plug to plug into the rain sensor. Then the plug that is supposed to plug into the rain sensor plugs on another plug, and from there's a branch like this with the 2 can lines that plugs into the mirror. If you want to do that, by all means. This is going to be most likely permanent, so once it's done. Doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, let's gonna move on. Enough talking. Let's gonna get this done. So, and the first thing we need to do is remove this cover, which we just need to put something here in the middle and split. Oh, actually, look at that. Haha, there we go. Nice nails. So that comes off. Then the other half, move the mirror a little bit. And the other half comes off. There we go. There we go. So, as I said, let's kind of look in there. So, there we go. So, you can't really see it. Move it all the way down. There we go. So the 10-pin plug, as we said. And right there at the back is my rain sensor. There we go. So as you can see in there, black and the yellow lines, that's my can lines. That's where I'm going to take the can from. And yeah, so there we go. You see these wrapped ones? So this is my can line. But let's kind of unplug all this. Obviously not the light, the rain sensor. We don't need to plug that one in. I think that's the rain sensor, I'm sure it is. Rain and light, and this is the moisture sensor, I think it is. Anyway, I'm sure it is. So yeah, let's gonna unplug this and remove the mirror. Okay, it's unplugged, and now to remove this mirror, guys, you just grab the mirror itself, this part, and you twist it. And you're gonna see that it's gonna be only one way that it's gonna turn. So you twist it about halfway and then it will pop out. I'm gonna try to show you on camera. Hold on a second. Okay, let me see if I can show you this. There we go. You see, it's that simple, and the mirror is out. Now, before I put the new mirror, I want to make all the connections here. A bit of tape. I want to make all the connections here onto my can line. So my plan is, guys, as you can see, I've chose the right colors. I'm not just sure if he's on the right pins. If he's not in the right pins, I need to see which pin is can high, can low. But you can check all that, guys, online. Just go on BMW T's online, Technical Information Service, and you find all the information there. So yeah, if I need to move this from pin 1 to pin 2, we will move, but for now, that's okay. So what I'm going to do is just here where the twist is ending, I'm going to tap in there and then solder everything, and these will go there, and we'll plug something along those lines, as you can see in there. So take it from these lines, everything soldered. Obviously I'm not going to use just it's not going to be just twisted, it's going to be proper done. And then I'll use a little bit of clothing tape. We'll twist these here as well. Obviously these wires will have to be twisted. We'll use a little bit of tape around here, etc, etc. We'll make it to look really nice. Or I could even actually dismantle this plug. Oh, come on. There we go. I could actually dismantle this plug and bring the wires from actually inside, from the inside the rain sensor. Would look nice, but there's no room really to go in there anyway. There's only room for one wire. It's pointless. I'll have to do it right here at the exit, but it doesn't really matter. It's gonna look nice anyway. So I'm gonna get this done first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and I already found a mistake as I was looking through T's online. So my wires are in the wrong place. I have the black wire in position 2 and the yellow wire in position 1. Now, on the light sensor, on the rain sensor, I've checked. Black wire is on pin 3 and the yellow wire is on pin 4. Now, the black wire is actually the can high. Can high goes on pin 1 on the mirror. So black wire high should be on pin 1, not on pin 2. So we are going to move them about very quickly. It won't take, you only take a minute. I'll open this. I'll put this right here to remove that one. That's out. So black wire pin number 1. Yellow wire pin number 2. Close the plug. There we go. Now it's okay. As you can see. Sorry about the glare, but yeah. Swap them over. Now we're gonna tap them into there, and off we go. Okay, so it's not isolated yet, but as you can see, black wire to black wire, yellow wire to yellow wire. That goes on my range sensor in there. And now this is the branch that goes into the mirror. As you can see in there, black wire pin 1. Even there says pin 1 on the plug. I don't know if it's going to be able... I got a plug with the right numbers and everything. There we go, 1, 2 and 3 from right to left. So pin 1 is my black wire, pin 2 my yellow wire. The last one is obviously empty. And now I'm going to show you here. Let's see how good I can show you this. So as you can see in there, rain and headlight sensor. So that's the sensor we are taking the can from. So as you can see in there, pin 3 is my black wire. SW is for black. That's for yellow. So pin 3 is my can high, comfort can high, comfort can low. So pin 3, black, can high. Then my mirror, as you can see in there, with high beam assistance. As you can see, pin 1 is my black wire, can high. My pin 2, my yellow, can low. So now we are double check this, everything looks okay. Time to make that to look factory fitted. And there we go, it's all done. Now let's gonna put the mirror back in. Okay, all in place, as you can see. So I actually put the wire there through the middle of these two plugs, around, coming back at the back, and as you can see, is all in place. Just the covers, but as I said, I don't have the covers yet, so we're gonna have to wait for it. But hold on, because it's not all yet. Now we need to tell the car that this new module is actually fitted. Now for that, you have several options. You can use NCS Expert. In my case, I'm not going to use NCS Expert. I'm going to use Maxisys. I have a couple videos, few videos actually using NCS Expert. So I thought this time I would show you actually using the Maxisys. So let's plug it in and let's gonna try to get this done. Okay, and now we are moving to the coding. So the first thing, very important, battery charger or battery maintainer. Right now my one is connected, so I don't have the car running. And as you can see, I have 12.80, close to 13 volts, fluctuating a little bit, but that's fine. To help out, just turn off all your auxiliaries like the HVAC system, etc., etc. Turn everything off that you can to help you keeping the battery voltage. So this is the first menu on the Maxisys. Now I'm going to try to take you through how would be doing this on NCS Expert, even though sometimes you need to be doing things to actually remember how it's done. So I hope I'm not gonna mislead you on NCS Expert. So obviously do your own research, but I will try to take you through how it would be on NCS Expert. But as I said, I have videos on that already. Let's gonna do it using the Maxisys. So there's several ways of doing this. Even with the Maxisys, I believe. Now, you just need to be careful if you program at any point. If I process the entire car, which is how it's actually worded in NCS Expert, any customized coding, you lose it. So I have, for example, as you've seen from my videos, I have the acoustic acknowledgement when you lock and unlock the car with the new menus to select that on and off on the high drive. I do have the digital speed on my cluster, etc, etc. All that will be lost. Because I don't want to lose that, we're going to do it slightly different, but you can do the same using NCS Expert. So the first thing we're going to do from this menu is going to be programming. That's going to show you the details of my car. There we go. So that's the details of my car. And right at the end, it shows me my SA or VO or FA. VO in English is for vehicle order. You'll press edit. Let's press OK. And now it's going to show you all the options that are already installed on my VO. So there we go. And then all the coding. As you can see, everything that is installed, all the codes here on the side. There we go. That's it. Okay. So now, sorry, just got interrupted. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to come up here again. We'll press where it says SA. And we press edit. And now it's going to ask you to put your new code, which is the code for the FLA. Now, what we can do with the Maxisys, which is actually good, NCS Expert does not give you that option, but Maxisys does. If you do selection, that's going to show you a list of all the possible codings you can actually add to the car. That's going to let it to load, and then we'll carry on. Okay, so it's loaded. I'm trying to reduce the glare as much as I can. I have a cardboard behind me, but it's just terrible the way the light is right now. But anyway, should be good enough, I think. So, it loaded, and the first selected ones is all the ones I have already installed. So, are you going to focus or not really? Okay. So now, if we scroll down, it's going to come to an end where they are not selected anymore, which is options that are not installed on my car. There we go, from here. Now, the list is immense, okay? It's absolutely immense. So we're just going to come down to where the starts with, this is in numerical order, so we're going to look down for where it starts with a 5. So I'm going to do it quite quick. So 5, 5, 5. I think I went through already. So 5, we're going to look for 5AC. There we go. 5AC, High Beam Assistant. So we'll select that one. Okay. High Beam Assistance. So as you can see, selected. Now we'll press OK. And that's going to add 5AC. So NCS Expert does not give you this list. So you need to read the VO from either the CAS or the light module. Then you do FA change. Actually, you change the job for FA changing. You add that string in there, 5AC, and then you write that into the CAS and then into the light module. On this case, from here, we'll press OK. And now we press OK. Do we want to save? Yes, we want. Are we gonna let him to do his thing? Okay, and it retrieves successful. I will press OK. And now we'll press OK. That's going to take me back to my programming. Okay, so now he's following the programming procedure, which is going to now load all the modules, etc., etc. As you've seen, it showed FLA now. And I decided to do this video because of the weather, and the weather is so temperamental. So, any units replaced? No, we actually haven't replaced any units. Okay, and that takes a little bit to load, but this is the first menu you're going to land on, which I think I've showed you on all the cars already. Let's kind of look at the initial report, just see what Maxisys wants me to do. Okay, so the reason why he's telling me this is because, for you guys that don't know, I've got rid of the iPod interface, and I've actually installed a CD changer in there, in its place. I don't know if the CD changer was the right version for this car or not. It is working absolutely fine, but he's telling me to replace the CD changer. We're going to ignore this, obviously, so I don't really care about that. But yeah, so the initial report just tells me that. It's nothing to do with FLA. So the first thing we're going to code. So now at this point we could code the entire car, as I've explained you, or we can code only the modules that have anything to do with the FLA. I'm going to leave a list here on the screen now of all the modules that you need to code. And these are the modules. So you need to code the FLA, obviously, because we need to tell the FLA, or the FLA module needs to know with which options and modules are installed on this car. Next, we're going to do the KGB, the body control module, which communicates directly with the stalkers, with the SZL module. We need to code the combi as well, the cluster, because there is a sign then coming up on the cluster to show you the automatic high beams are enabled. We need to code obviously the light module, no rocket science, and we're going to code the light and the rain and light sensor. So I'm going to show you how to do the first one, which is going to be the FLA, and from there, guys, it's always the same. All the other ones are exactly the same. So I just went to have a quick look, and the retrofit and conversions, there's nothing there for that. So we'll go on to programming and coding. And from here, we're going to do, so I don't want to do a complete update. So we're going to do to a control unit list. Now we're going to look for my FLA. That's the first one I want to code, which is going to have to show now on my list. FLA. So these would not show before. It does show now because obviously we installed it. Let's see if we can communicate to start with. There we go. Communicating just fine. Any codes? No fault codes detected. Let's just look to see if we really have a good communication. That's going to go to live data. See what it shows that is in there. Just the serial number. Thought it would show you something to do with values, etc. But it doesn't. Anyway, so that's going to go to coding. So what we're going to do, I'm not going to program it. I'm just going to go coding. And this is what it's going to do. So what it's going to do is it's going to program my FLA accordingly to my SA. That's what it's going to do. So that's going to do it. Okay, key back on, ignition on. Ignition off again. Always keep an eye on your battery voltage while you're doing things like this. Ignition on. There we go, all completed. There we go. We do a continue session. And now I'm going to do the same for all the other modules. Okay, now, oh dear. So I'm going to do the same for all the other modules. I've just put it on a list. And then we'll see. Okay, and the last module has been now coded. And I'm ready to test the system. Now, as far as I'm aware, these will only work with the lights in automatic. So in order for my lights to come on in automatic, I went on the outside and I've actually put some tape. Can you see on the outside? I cover the sensor with some black tape. So we'll put it into auto. And now, obviously because I covered the sensor, the lights came on straight away, the low beams. And now the way you turn it on, I think, is either push it towards you for a couple seconds. No, he's not. No, it's not like that. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So it comes up with that symbol in there saying the lights are in automatic. And I think if you push it again, if I push to give I-beam flashing, obviously they will flash. To disable that, you push it forward again. That will go to normal mode. You push it again and it does nothing. You push and you hold, does nothing. So I need to turn it off now and on again. There we go. So all working. There's only 3 things. I'm not going to be able to actually test the high beams coming on because this system only works above a certain speed. So, which is something that I might want to change. You can actually change that for the system to start to work at a lower speed. I'm not 100% sure at what speed it starts to work. So for now, I think I'm going to test and see how it goes. But there is another 2 things I want to code. One is, and I don't think the Maxisys will be able to do this, is under lights. So under light, there is another menu No, I don't want this call. So under somewhere here is going to come up with another tick box for you to actually enable this system or not. Another quick thing I want to test is make sure the auto dim is actually working. So I've just deceived the system to activate the auto dim, and as you can see, the mirrors are dark, are really dark, as you can see that one as well. So I'm going to take my finger out now. They should clear. There we go. So just to make sure this mirror was actually in good working order, which it is. Found two options that I actually want to code on my car, and while I'm here, why not? Which is, when you press the heated seats, you can actually make, so normally you press that, it comes up with 3 LEDs here, then you press again, one again, and one and again off. There is an option, so if you want to change the controls, how much heat you want on the base or on your back, you need to go through there. You can actually have it, so as soon as you press this button or that button, on the screen it pops up straight away the heated settings menu, and you can actually also select a little slider, show you which selection, temperature is actually selected, not the temperature, which level is selected, and straight away you can adjust whatever you want, and then within about, it times out, I think about 10 seconds, it goes back to the previous menu. So I think that's a quite nice touch, which I want to code, which is these two options here, seat climate shortcut and seat heat slider. So we're gonna do that, and I'll show you, if I don't forget, I'll show you what exactly it does. Curiosity, so when I press now that comes up. As you can see on the side, it also comes up with the level I have selected, and obviously I can straight away control my seat. If I stop, I've turned it off, but even if I left it on a heating position, after a little while, after a timeout, it just comes back on. I think it's such a nice touch on this, absolutely amazing. And then right now, guys, I was actually saving a copy of all my modules before I change anything. Obviously, the combi, I need to change that because the combi came already changed. That was me already with some change done, so it's not original. But guys, the main thing here was for the FLA module installation or high beam assistant. We got it going, everything seems to be working just fine. Forget about that, guys. I will let you know maybe, because I'm not going to finish this video today, that's for sure. I want to show you working first. In the meantime, maybe that I figured out why that is not working. Obviously, as well, as you know, we are still waiting for the covers for that. Hopefully I'll get them soon. But yeah, it's looking good. It looks like it's quite straightforward, to be honest. As I said, guys, we could have done all this using NCS Expert. Same principle. Would have been just choose the modules and then just code the modules with you could use a manual file, a blank manual file, or you could just use expert modus and just code the issues, just like we did the Maxisys. Same thing, but we will do that here. Okay, so my phone is again running out of battery, so I will see you soon. Right, guys, I'm now driving back from work. On the way to work, I had the system already. I had to test, obviously, and it worked absolutely beautifully. So now I'm on the way back. System is engaged, as you can see in there, just on the side of the number 5, which is the gear engaged, but you can see the symbol in there just about. You should be able to see at the top when the high beams are engaged. Right here, right now, the area is quite well illuminated, so the system is not going to engage. But but when you get to a darker area it will work. Let's see if it engages here now. Probably not. There's a lot of light in front of us, so it's not going to engage. I will go through this road here, because if I go from here to over there is light, but then after the next roundabout I think there's no lights, so it should engage. So right now it's most likely seeing the cars on that side. It's not going to engage. There we go, it's engaged. One thing that I've noticed is as well is looks like the sensor is still learning some light parameters or something along those lines, because I've seen it, so it turned itself off now. This when it sees more light, because earlier on the way back to when I was on the way to work, I've seen the system coming in and on when it shouldn't do, and now on the way back he actually didn't engage. So it looks like it's self-adjusting maybe. I think when I read the functional description of the system, I think the sensor adjusts itself, so it might be that, I don't know. But let's get to another road where there's no light. I think it's all illuminated here, but when I get into the motorway it's gonna be okay there. For example, there's a car in front of me. As soon as I overtake, the system should engage, unless there's cars on the other side. Which there is, and I think I'm not going to be able to show you this again. As you've seen, now another car over there, and it just turned itself off again. It's really sensitive. Turned on, turned off. So every time it sees a car on the other side of the road, or if it detects the red lights right at the end on the far, it will turn itself off. But it is working. It is working, guys. It's really working well, and I'm really happy with the retrofit. Now, as soon as that car goes, it should turn on. There we go. And now off. There's a car on the back. There we go. So yeah, another thing I would like to say as well is that the speed at which the system engages is actually a little bit better than I thought. I thought it was something along 50 miles an hour or something like that, but no, it's actually 30 miles an hour. The system starts to work, so it's a quite fair, good speed. Otherwise I would reduce a little bit more, but I think 30 miles per hour is more than good, so I'm gonna leave it like that. So I think that's it. As for the CCC, it might be that I need light module 2, or I need to update some softwares on some modules. Not really worried with that for now. It's working absolutely perfect, so I'm not going to do anything for now. And that's it for this video, guys. So yeah, with no further ado, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, any comments, please put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.